guys, how you doing? September 3rd here at home from the weekend from college. We're going to start the first and second gen up, just to let them run and get warm. My buddy Raleigh is home from the services. He lives in a different state down there. He has a white 99 7.3 that we'll talk about here in a little. He's driving his Nissan Frontier right now because of clutch problems. Here she is. Got a whopping 3 leaf springs.
More like 2.5.
Yeah, about. Thing's a whip though. I thought about calling you and saying I wanted to buy it, and then I was like, I don't know, do I really need another truck? Yeah, exactly. Like there's starting to be a trend. Oh yeah. What a beast. Just so you know, the F-150 Raleigh bought for $150 one day from a guy. That Raleigh had an old, I think to be a 96. Was that 96? The old green one?
97.
It was a 97.
Had 96 too.
Extended cab, long bed, automatic. What motor was in that one?
351.
351. And the bed was starting to get some rust, so he went to, he was offering the guy something to buy the bed off that maroon F-150, and the guy told him he'd sell him the whole thing for $150. So after he drove it for a little bit, I needed a vehicle, so I bought it from him later on. So Raleigh has a late 99, correct?
Yeah, late 99.
A late 99 white 7.3 extended cab long bed with the ZF6 6-speed trans. Cold air intake, 4-inch exhaust, straight pipe, right?
Yeah, straight pipe.
The SCT X4 with some tunes. So truck runs good, but he said he's getting some problems with the sleeve cylinder and whatnot. So, and he's got probably about an 8-hour drive, so he wasn't gonna bring it home. Now, one thing I did notice with just letting it run for 10 to 15 minutes is injector number 2 leaks. Injector number 2 and a little bit on 4 and 5, but number 2 is really leaking. I don't know if you can quite see that or not. I don't know how well you can see, but the light's pretty bad right now, but that's alright. Because over winter and springtime, it's going to be getting 5x18 injectors, which come out to be a little over 200 horse injectors. A new manifold, not sure on the manifold yet, and a 2.5 legal charger, so like an S366 or something around there. So, main things for this truck for pulling next year is S366 or similar turbo, 200 horsepower injectors, and a dual disc clutch that's rated for 550 horsepower. And then we can worry about what it looks like. But head work will be coming eventually. You need to take the head off, polished, valve springs. Just might wait to lift the head to take care of head studs and that, and just, I really don't have problems spending the money to get head work done on this truck because it's the same head that's on the second gen, and if do the head, spend a good amount of money, blow the thing up, I can just take the head and put it right back over onto the second gen and be fine. So it's helping me justify spending money. So here it is, like I said before, this is a 2017 Duramax, so it does have the L5p motor. It's got about 2,000 miles, no problems yet. I'm sure some will come up with it being a new design and completely new setup, but it's under warranty for that reason. So with these new L5p motors, really the only thing that are the same is the bore and the stroke of the 6.6 Duramax engine. One thing that's pretty neat, this truck does have a factory lift pump, pressurizes to the motor an extra 4 psi, a larger turbo with a billet wheel and electronic controller to try to control the lag of the truck, larger intake and exhaust ports, so it's got headwork pretty much done, new fuel pump and injectors. Pretty much the pump's identical to the CP3, it just flows a little bit more on a stock setting. It flows a little more than a stock CP3. The oil pump on these have a 20% capacity increase to the LML oil pumps, so pretty much, like I said before, they took bits and parts of everything, put them together, came out with this truck designed to be stronger, make a little bit more power. Now the LML did make 397 horsepower and I think 760 foot-pounds of torque. This truck is rated from factory at 445 and 910, which is just insane because if you think about it, the ECM is one flash program away from being over 1,000 foot-pounds of torque in a truck that just came off the line. New technology coming out, there's a lot of deletes that needs to be done, DPF. The thing is, with these, there is a turbo mounted, on the rear, there's a turbo mounted catalytic converter that I'll get my brother to pop the hood and we'll look around. But it's a new breed of engine. It's gonna have problems eventually, I'm sure. It's under warranty, it'll get fixed. So far it's been great. He's driven it halfway down the country. More than halfway, he's driven it on a pretty far trip. But no problems yet. I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but on the frame here you can see it's a little bit waxy, and they put this coating on it to protect it, which is pretty neat. So going back to talking about how the motor's very different than past ones. The block, forged steel crankshaft, main bearing caps, rods, aluminum pistons, oil pump, water pump, head gaskets are all a little bit bigger and stronger. The turbo is a from factory Borg Warner 66mm VGT turbo. Now the big thing that people are saying, I know Carl Banks from Banks Diesel Performance does a lot of talking about the heads on these trucks, and the main difference in the L5p, well, there's a lot of differences, but the main factoring difference is the heads and having bigger exhaust and intake ports. So to get to 700, 800 horsepower and 1,500 foot-pounds of torques, you don't need to spend thousands of dollars on aftermarket cylinder heads, because they are already ready to be put on for the future. Here we're looking at the new design fuel pump, they do not run a Bosch CP3 anymore. Here you can see the common rail coming across here. It's down there, it's protected. This is that turbo electronic controller I was telling you about the lag, and it's supposed to help with the lag. You can see the turbo. Here's that rear mounted catalytic converter on the back side of it, which really takes up a lot of space in there. Thing's probably 10 inches long and 10 inches wide. So it's a completely redesigned motor. It does have some differences. It does have a functional intake hood. You can see the passage. It comes over here, and then there's this thing where either the water or debris collects that you can pull off and drain. You can see the passage of the air coming across. It comes right through here, the hole, and right into the intake. So they got a lot of cool stuff going on, a lot of new stuff. So far everything's been great. My brother just informed me it had to go back to the dealership once in the last 2,000 miles because the bottom headlights, something with the sealing on the back side of them, when you take it through a car wash or even when it was rainy or really humid out, they'd fog up a little bit in the corners. But pretty much everything's different in this motor than previous. Everything's bigger and stronger, made to hold more power. Talking about the Allison transmission, it does have a heavier duty torque converter that is rated for about 100 more horsepower than a factory one. It seems like Ford, GM, and Dodge, everybody's trying to get to the highest power numbers to attract the most people. And in my opinion, this truck is doing that with all the differences they have going on, and to make more power and to withstand more power. This is a sport model. It's a sport, so it has the blacked out emblems already and the color matched bumpers, grille. Like I said, it did get tinted before. 10% on the windows and 10% on the windshield, I think. It's like the oil filter right there. Trans filter, the red one in there, you can see a little bit. There you can see the color matched bumper and the grille. Up pipe. Talked about this being the DPF tank. One-piece drive shaft. Got a trans cooler right over there. I'll film from the other side. Now, one of my favorite things is they did take from the LML, or the LMM and LML, where they had this muffler. It would come in 4.5 inch, shrink to 3.5, and then expand back out to 4.5, versus this one, which is just straight same size all the way through. For being a stock muffler, look for a stock thing, heat exchanger, whatever they call it, to cool the exhaust before it comes out the back. It allows it to cool a little bit right there. tank. Is that cooler I was telling you about? Skid plate protecting the transfer case. Skid plate up front protecting the axle and the oil pan. Yeah, you can really see the wax coating. It's a quick truck, factory, completely stock, 0 to 60, all-wheel drive on a dry surface in a 6.2 seconds. Which he thinks this truck's just as fast as his LMM he had, that 2008 black, the one he was dirt dragging all the time. He said he thinks this one's just as quick. So once he gets a exhaust and tuner and deleted, this truck's gonna run good. So look forward to seeing more videos of this truck coming up. Pretty much everything he does we are going to be filming, so if he deletes it, we're going to be filming that. If he tunes it, we're going to be filming that. Whatever he does, we'll most likely be around filming to catch it. So, it's a sweet truck. Hopefully it still does well for him and everything. So, like I said, today is September 3rd, and I'm back at college, so videos are slowing down. I can only film on the weekends. So during the week, I'm going to be doing a lot of filming, such as reviews like fast versus air dog, Blair clutch versus South Bend, stuff like that. Recommendation on companies to go through, better support and stuff like that. So stay tuned, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. If you're stopping in for the first time, please like and subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Bye, YouTube.